All right, cool. Now let's talk about why it's embarrassing to be me. So, once upon a time, there was this girl named Felicity again. Let's go ahead and call her Felicity. I'm sure I'm going to mess that up again. But her name was Felicity. Let's just kind of throw it out there. Her name was Felicity. And I inadvertently took Felicity on a date. I didn't actually mean to. It didn't actually register to me that this is what was happening because, you know, I'd had a really long week. I had this incredibly long week. I had so much work. I was staying up late. I was trying to turn in projects. Even sometimes I was turning in 30 minutes late and just saying to the prof, I'm sorry. Oh gosh. And I was doing a lot of like food and run, you know, where you take your meal like a pill. I was going to the dining hall just like shoveling food on there and like eating it on the way back to my room so I could just like work. And then I was like, time to have some coffee, you know, inject the coffee right, like, oh, that's perfect. I'd be like pouring Red Bull in my eyes so I can stay awake and focus and get all this shit done and shit. And then and I was finally done, and it was like Friday. I was like, oh, thank God. You know what? I'm going to go to my favorite Italian restaurant tonight. I'm absolutely going to go to my favorite Italian restaurant. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so perfect, this Italian restaurant that I'm going to go to. I was just going to like go, and then I realized, oh man, I told Felicity I'd go get lunch with her this week, and I completely blew her off. Oh, whoopsie daisies. So I call her, I'm like, Felicity, I'm really sorry that I just kind of disappeared this week. But you know, I'm going down to get food at this Italian restaurant, if you want to join or something like that. And she said, oh, I'd like that. I'd really like that. I was like playing Minesweeper. I was not paying attention. I was not paying attention at all. I was just, ooh, for the record, my expert time is pretty good. It's about 75 seconds. Just throwing it out there. Not going to get me laid. Not going to help at all. That is not game to be good at Minesweeper. But I can click them buttons. I can indeed. So, I was just playing some Minesweeper. Wasn't really paying attention because it was on like my superhero expert run. I probably could have gotten sub 70 then, sub 70 seconds. Oh, I really like that. Do you want to come maybe meet me at my hotel room? She's apparently very wispy when talking. Oh, do you want to meet me by my hotel room, my dorm room? Sorry. Yeah. My college was so expensive because they made everyone live in hotels for the semester. Oh man, but it's okay because we got student loans for our hotels. So anyways, I was just, you want to come by my dorm? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I was like being so rude. I was like not even paying attention. But you know what? I'm a bachelor, right? Everything those Bachelor Frog comics do, I do. That's me. That's who I am as a person. I was so low on clean laundry. I was almost at the point where it was just like pants and a sweater and no shirts, you know, just like I was almost to like swim trunks and like a blazer because I was just like, no, I just don't want to do my laundry. Screw it, I'm not doing it. But the only shirt I had clean was this really nice collared shirt. It's really nice button up. And it was actually, you know, fitted, so, you know, it kind of had a nice little cut to it. I didn't want it to, I don't know, I hadn't worn it in like 8 months, so I was worried it might, you know, smell weird, but, you know, whatever. I'll just put some cologne on, so that way, you know, it just smells nice, maybe mask anything that's sort of weird. And I'm just like, all right, cool, that's fine. And then I go over to her hotel, I go over to Felicity's hotel, and then I take one look at her, and she's wearing a scarf. She's wearing a scarf. A scarf. A scarf. She's wearing a scarf. Okay, do you understand? The scarf? What does that mean? That's not meaningful. In Southern California, 82-degree weather, you don't wear a scarf just because you want to hang out. And it was a matching scarf. It was a scarf that was like kind of like black with a little bit of goldiness to it, and the belt was black with a little bit of gold, like the buckle was round and gold. It matched, and all of it, oh my god, oh my gosh, oh, I really like your shirt, you smell so good. And I was like, I do! Oh no! And we're like walking down to this Italian restaurant, I'm like, oh, and every time I say a joke, actually not even every time I say a joke, it doesn't even matter what I say. I could have been like, I failed my math exam and I'm gonna have to drop out of college. You know, she was so like just ecstatic to be on this, like, and I was just like, oh, this is not a date, right? And she's like, oh, this is like, I'm so happy to meet you, and I was like, oh, why do I smell so good and look so fine? And we get to this restaurant, and I didn't make a reservation because I was just going to wander down there, and I go up there, and I look around, and there's my friend Greg with his girlfriend out there, and there's my friend Jason with his girlfriend, and there's Molly, and Molly's with her boyfriend, and my friend Katie was there with her boyfriend. And then I realized, wait a minute, it's Valentine's Day. Yes, that's right. That is correct. This story, this is the anniversary of that story. It did not occur to me that on a Friday after a long week, just putting on my collared shirt and my amazing cologne, which by the way was Lucky You cologne, oh baby baby, taking this girl who was wearing a scarf to dinner on Valentine's Day, this did not dawn on me. I swear to God, this never occurred to me. This is perfect. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm giving mixed messages with this date. So it was so terrible because the guy at the restaurant was like, and dinner for how many? And she's like, dinner for 2. And I was like, oh no. And like every single female friend I knew who was single all showed up as a troop. Like 15 of them. Because like they didn't have dates that night. They're like, we're just going to have a night with girls out on the town. I was like, yeah. And they like just walked around the corner. And they were like, oh, Sean, who's your friend? I was like, this is my absolutely neutrally valued acquaintance, Felicity. She's nothing, right? Like, because now, I mean, I'm pretty good at communicating when we're friends, right? I totally do not like, well, you know, I'm not like, oh, I'll totally give you all the signals, and then be like, oh, I never knew why. So now I have to be like really harsh in the opposite direction. So I drew smiley faces with the salt packets in the restaurant. So I hope that was an adequate way to convey the correct message. I hope that was sufficient. I hope that sufficed.